Welcome back to The Explainer. So today we're tackling something that anyone with a multi-pet household knows all too well. We're talking about the literal chaos of managing medical histories, daily needs, and emergency plans for your animals. It is so incredibly easy to let things slip through the cracks, right? Well, today we are diving into a system that's designed to fix exactly that. It's called PetCare Pro Ultra. Okay, I want you to picture this. You're in the veterinary clinic. Your pet is sick, you're stressed to the max, and the vet looks at you and asks what seems like a simple question. When did the coughing start? Or, how many times did they throw up yesterday? And suddenly, you're just scrambling. You're digging through scattered notes on your phone, racking your brain, just trying to piece together the exact timeline. And experts completely validate this struggle. When you're under immense pressure, relying purely on memory, it just doesn't work. Honestly, it compromises the care your pet gets. We absolutely need a way to turn those scattered, daily observations into structured, clinical-grade medical records. So here is our game plan for today. 1. The Pet Management Challenge. 2. A centralized medical hub. 3. Tracking health and expenses. And 4. Vet visits and emergencies. Let's jump into Section 1, a centralized medical hub, the digital bridge to organized care. The core philosophy here is actually brilliant. PetCare Pro Ultra acts as the seamless digital bridge between your living room and the vet's office. Think of it less like basic notebook app and more like a complete, clinical-grade health management system. If you're a proactive owner, a foster, or working in rescue, this is your ultimate assistant. It completely shifts your whole approach from reactive scrambling to proactive control. And here's why that matters. Think about having a dog, let's call him Rex, and a cat, Daisy. What you absolutely do not want is some massive, messy, jumbled list of every symptom every pet has ever had. It's a nightmare. Instead, every animal gets a private, dedicated hub. Opening Rex's profile isolates his journal, his meds, his expenses completely away from Daisy's. It completely eliminates the chaos. All right, moving right along to Section 2, tracking health and expenses, proactive daily care, precision. This right here is where the magic happens, the medical journal. Say Rex starts coughing on April 15th. You log it, boom, done. You can track symptoms, weird behavioral changes, routine vaccines, all with precise timestamps. Remember that stressful vet question we just talked about? Well, this journal is your exact, indisputable answer. You're building a bulletproof medical timeline, day by day. And building on that, we have the Precision Medication Manager. We all know getting prescriptions right is absolutely critical. Say you're tracking a 3-milligram dose of doxepin to be given every 10 hours. You log the name, the exact dose, the frequency. But here is the real game changer. The system automatically takes those active meds and pushes them straight to the emergency view, which we'll get to in a second. Also, we've got to talk about weight. Fluctuating weight is so often the very first silent sign of illness. If you're logging a chronological history and see a jump from, say, 10 to 11 pounds in just a week, you instantly spot that trend. It ensures you maintain a healthy baseline and gives you that crucial heads up to call the vet long before things get critical. Now, let's be real. Proactive care isn't just about health. It's financial too. Pets are a huge investment of both love and money. The individual expense ledger breaks this down per pet, so you're tracking food, essential supplies, toys, and yeah, those heavy medical bills. So in action, it looks like this. You log a specific entry, say generic dog food for $13.99, and it instantly calculates a running total. By isolating these costs per pet, you are no longer just guessing where your money is going. You're actively managing the household budget, knowing exactly what Rex's care costs compared to Daisy's. Okay, Section 3. Vet visits and emergencies, high-impact readiness for reactive crises. Let's talk about the one-click vet-ready clinical report. Say you're visiting an emergency specialist or just dropping your dog off at a new boarder. One click, that's it. The system pulls the microchip number, active meds, recent journal entries, and weight logs and drops them into a clean, paper-optimized document. Literally no more rewriting your pet's entire life story on a clipboard in the waiting room. And for those immediate on-the-go crises, there's the high-contrast emergency card, because let's face it, in an emergency, every single second counts. You pop open this dedicated view, and instantly the microchip number, the meds, and the primary vet's emergency line are right there in giant bold text. No scrolling through your contacts while you're panicking. But, without a doubt, the most terrifying crisis is a missing pet. And the contrast here is wild. On one hand, you have the absolute nightmare,
of fumbling with complex graphic design software, trying to size photos and pick fonts while you are literally in a panic. On the other hand, a dynamic, automated generator that builds a high-impact poster instantly.
The system handles this in 3 completely effortless steps. First, it automatically pulls the best primary photo from the gallery. Second, it just prompts you for contact info and a reward amount. And third, it formats the whole thing perfectly onto a single printable page. You don't design a thing, you just print and you start searching.
The final results are these bold, incredibly readable posters. They strip away all the unnecessary fluff. You get the photo, the name, the reward in striking red, and massive contact details right at the bottom. This is exactly what high-impact readiness looks like. It frees you up to actually focus on finding your pet instead of fighting with a printer. So, as we wrap up this explainer today, I really want to leave you with a question to chew on. Are you still relying on scattered sticky notes, digital scraps, and pure memory for your pet's life-saving details? After seeing what a centralized, clinical-grade hub can do, tracking daily vitals, generating instant emergency tools, it might just be time to rethink how we manage our beloved animals. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and keep learning, focused, and structured.